Good morning, everybody. Let's kill our background music here. All right. Get my camera situated a little better. Sorry about that. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning and welcome, everybody. It's my best Jordan from Conquer Trades impersonation. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. This is not Jordan with Conquer Trading Investing. This is a sham. I'm a charlatan. This is Brandon. Just doing my best to give us all something to do and hang out while Sensei Jordan's out enjoying some vacation. So, looks like we're gonna make it to the side. Love that music, by the way. Good morning, everyone. Let me turn off this. Let's read these comments. Digging the Doge-wave, yeah, Doge. End of the year season. Yeah, I need to rename this to 2020 recap. Let's just make this a 2020 recap session, guys. That's a good idea. 2020 recap. Let's do that. I hadn't had anything planned for today. I do want to give you guys some updates about my channel in general. I've received some really good feedback from some people about things I could work on, and I have plans to improve on several things. So my last two videos that I'm going to do, I'm probably going to try to get those out today, that are going to be what I call like first take, where I basically just have a rough idea of what I want to talk about, a rough outline of what I want to cover, and then I just go do the take all in one cut and just upload it just to get content out there to answer questions. That's going to be over Polkadot and VeChain. Last two videos I'm going to do. And then I'm gonna start working on some editing software. Good morning, Lemmy. I'm gonna start working on some editing software to really up the production quality of the pre-recorded videos. I'll still do my live sessions. I'm planning to just do live sessions pretty much Friday afternoon and Sunday night, other than the occasional late night where we just kind of just banter. But so I'm gonna try to get that dot video out today. Polkadot. It's making moves. It's really it's the largest alt that's clearly broken out versus Bitcoin on the charts. So I think it deserves some talking about. I've come to the conclusion that I was wrong about my investment thesis around Polkadot. It has a lot more upside than I was assuming. And so I'll talk about my video why I was wrong, what I was wrong about, and why I think it's got a bigger potential. Now, looking at, I want to show y'all this crypto. Well, let's take a look at where we're at with the the top leaderboard here. Polkadot's jumped up to number 6. Now, obviously, with XRP under pressure, I think Cardano and/or Polkadot is going to take that number 3 spot. I think Chainlink is going to slide up, but I do now think that Chainlink might stay behind Polkadot for a longer period of time. But we'll see what happens with the FinCEN. If we get a redaction of that, if they don't really fully implement that regulation that's supposed to be coming, then Chainlink could jump right back ahead. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. That regulation is what's going to be holding Chainlink back, I believe, maybe more than anything. Now, there's a lot of FUD out there too, and Chainlink could just jump on its own. I still think Cardano has more upside than Polkadot at this very moment in time, but you know, we'll see. We'll see. But I'm obviously the market told me that I need to relook at my opinion, and B, after doing more research, basically what I've come to the conclusion of is I call Polkadot. It's kind of like the Shopify of blockchains. They give developers an easy way to build their own and to integrate with lots of others. Maybe the Etsy of BlockFi of cryptos is maybe a better analogy, but you get the idea. All right. Good morning. Thanks for your work. Appreciate it, Paul. So for tomorrow afternoon, I'm gonna go live about 2 o'clock. We're gonna do the first of our 2 o'clock Central Time. We're gonna do the first of our cryptocurrency 101 workshops, and That's going to be, we're going to focus very much on the original Bitcoin white paper and just talk about the absolute, like make sure everybody understands really well, like, has a really good understanding, or anybody who wants to learn about cryptocurrency. Now, if you already know it, feel free to zone in and out, but we're going to go through the actual Satoshi white paper. I have some PowerPoint presentation. I'm going to walk through some stuff I'm building, but we're going to focus on that original white paper, make sure that everybody has a good understanding of what Satoshi, outlined, what he figured out, the work that had come before him. But all right, so that's that. Let's get into today's session here. Let's start with the big trade Bitcoin. What I see on Bitcoin now. Somebody pointed this out to me on a late night live stream. This parabolic trend line. As long as this is holding, we're bullish. Now we've got these long-term trend lines that I've drawn in here. Let me show you where I anchored my long-term trend lines to. Now my base trend line is this one right here. I think it's the same one that Jordan showed us, right? That he thought that we never would have fallen down out of that trend line had it not been for the crisis. So that would have probably been our main trend line. I've cloned that. I've got a bunch of clones of it, and I've anchored those trend lines back here at several key points. And now what we're up into is, let's take a look at this at a longer time frame, is these right here. So let me show you where I've anchored mine just for everybody to see. And this is just purely my opinion, but yeah, we've got this outer touch here. So when we were coming back down, we had this touch back up here, but we had this when it in this first major dead cat bounce we had. It came up into here and found resistance at this whatever this level is right here, broke above it, came back below it, touched it, and then went back down. And then over here, as it's coming back down, we saw it slow. Its momentum slowed into that trend line, and what's now become our trend line. So just this area, if we extend that out. The other one was the very high point of this dead cat bounce here. And then if you see on the way up, we paused right through here, got rejection, touched, came back down, broke back above, touched, and resumed. And then the other one was the very high wick of this first push up before the new all-time high, and then the subsequent tests of that level. And then this break up, we broke up, came back down a little bit, closed there, opened there, and then shot up, and then took our moonshot for the all-time high. And then the all-time high is the other line that I have. So those are my lines, those are my trend lines, going out to where we are now. Yeah, so where we're at now is we're between a couple of these trend lines here, right? And let's go back to the 8 hour. I did the daily just to show you all that. So these magic trend lines, there's just things keep interacting with them, right? So these are local parabolic trend lines, I call these, and this is an uber parabolic trend line. I'm gonna make this uber parabolic trend line blue. All right. Now that's our temporary trend line. Now let's do something. If this is gonna be our new uber parabolic trend line, and of course my trading view is going to be stupid on me, I'm going to draw something out here. So what I see happening is I see some interaction on the top side that's maybe not directly, let me make sure this line is lined up perfectly. Yeah, because trading view likes to mess with my lines. I'm sure you all have the same thing. So we see some interaction up here. And so maybe we're forming an uber parabolic channel here now. So this is just going from parabolic to uber parabolic. I don't know. But these are the trend lines to watch, in my opinion. So obviously we came into this trend line here, this very long-term trend line that was formed years ago. Had some interaction with it, but if you take a clone trend line from this parabolic trend line up to this touch right here, you see that we've had interaction with that, and that's where we got rejected. So good morning everybody. So that's what I'll be watching now. We have this new Uber parabolic channel I'll be watching. Assuming we get a rejection up here and we don't end up retaking this, we're going to find some support at this trend line, some support at this Uber parabolic trend line, and then a lot of support right here at this. This is a key long-term trend line. And that's going to correspond with the upper side of this original trend line that we had. Now, also, what I haven't done yet is we'll see what trend lines this thing favors as we go. We could probably, yeah, see that doesn't, see how that gap right there? It kind of, to me, it negates this whole trend line that we had with that big of a gap. But we can maybe look for a little bit more support at the top of that. Now, if we start a correction, you're going to see it hit and slice through these pretty fast. But I don't. It's forming a lot of support. That's kind of what I'm trying to get at. Is it looks like it's got a pretty solid base of support that it wants to keep working a little bit higher yet still. Maybe we're forming another bull flag here. I don't know. We'll keep an eye on it. But I don't know that it's ready for any sort of sell-off just yet. We'll see what happens. The one other thing, you know, a lot of people don't use a lot of these indicators, but I do want to show the RSI on the weekly, just for everybody's context. This is our weekly RSI, and I was noticing that I think we're at an all-time high on the weekly RSI. I think we're at like 92. I don't think we've ever been that high before on the weekly RSI. Let me draw a line down here. So that puts us in, you know, on the weekly, this puts us in prime correction territory. Now, also keep in mind what's happened at prior corrections, right? A prior correction, let's move this out of the way. Let me get rid of that for now. A prior correction of these, like this was just a little bit of basically, I mean, it looked, at the time it probably felt like a big sell to people who were involved, but this is really just a little bit of consolidation for the next leg up. So just because we've come into this territory on the RSI doesn't mean that we're going to have some huge sell-off. Like over here, you see we came into it, and that was our initial rejection at the prior all-time high, back down to the swing high and back up. What's interesting is you look at this cycle, and we were actually kind of muted coming into this, and we had this, you know, area we could have been rejected at. We pushed up higher. So it won't take much. All it'll take is some consolidation for this RSI to cool off dramatically. So just something to keep an eye on. Oh, what should be targets for support? All right, let's look at these questions. Should you run out of upside targets, diags? Yeah, the Fibonacci levels are going to be super helpful at some of these. I did some Fibonacci work before. I concluded that we might top out at 24. We simply consolidate at 24 and push through. So we're probably up to the next fib level, whatever level the 24 was. This might be another fib level coming in as well. Is it live? Yeah, we're live, Smile. All right, let's get rid of this RSI. I don't normally watch it, but it's an interesting metric to watch on Bitcoin. Support targets. I think the main one's 25,000 right now. Honestly, this trend line right here, if I draw this back, you look at the interaction at this level. This is that wick down touch, and then we had some kind of dead cat bounces that stalled out right there. And also, you did get some touches kind of on that area on the way up, finding support actually on it. I think we blew through it for the most part. Yeah, we wicked through it, never closed. Then we closed above it on a daily, and then it became support, right? So this, whatever this trend line level is here, that's the, I actually, you know, drew it off of the bottom touch, the wick down. But if I hug it just a little bit there, you see the interaction with that area, right? We were fighting with it, wicked, closed below it, pushed above, closed above it, and then it became support. And then on the way back down, we touched it, it became support. It gave us a good big bounce, and then touch, it closed, kept closing above it, and then finally we closed below it. Now notice we did close below it, and then we came back above it. We had a lot of bodies right around this level, which is super interesting when you see a lot of bodies. The market was focused on that level for quite a bit. So I kind of see it ascending here too. And then we got that final, we pushed down, closed right above it, opened right above it, and closed way down, and then we came back up into it. But this line, that's the one below us. I'm sorry, guys. I'm off a line. It's this one. Let me make this one blue to make sure I focus on the right thing. Yeah. So this line is the one that we're currently looking at that would give us support, I believe, at 25. Yep. The one below it also. So maybe the one below it is actually more significant just because of the number of touches we had on it. This would also be a very important potential level to watch. Let me make it bold. Very, very busy chart. I'm sorry about that. But You know, we're in rarefied air, so it's hard to but so yeah, we'd have really good support at 23. Between 23 and 25, that whole range would give us some good support, and obviously the prior all-time high is the main support. Your mom bought BTC an hour ago. That's awesome. All right, alt season. Let's go look at BTC dominance. So we're into what I called this is the line in the sand. Now, when Alan and I were chatting yesterday privately, you know, he pointed out that XRP is messing this up, right? Because XRP has such a large market cap that XRP is messing this up, and I agree, but I kind of a little bit disagree. I'm gonna go back to the 8 hour. And the reason I kind of disagree is I think most XRP holders may initially have moved their funds, and so you look at this spike, they may have initially sold into Bitcoin or Ethereum, maybe namely Bitcoin, and a lot of them might have sold out for fiat, and they're kind of researching to see. And I wonder if a lot of this DOT move is XRP holders deciding that they're going to go to DOT, right? And if you look at, you know, I think between, and then ADA might have been a small pop there. That what the breakout might have been XRP holders coming into ADA too. So I think ADA and DOT are going to be the biggest beneficiaries of the XRP holders when they eventually do the research and decide where they're going to go. Possibly. I don't know that, but it's a hypothesis I have. So I think the Bitcoin dominance, obviously as XRP sellers had to liquidate, they might have gone into Bitcoin, which helped push this up. And obviously the market cap drop of XRP would have precipitously helped move this up as well, because XRP's market cap was dropping. So we lost a major altcoin basically overnight. But I think those funds are going to find their way to ADA and DOT and Link and maybe a few others. Do you think we might get a bigger correction? Yeah, I do. I would be ready for it anyway. I would be expecting a big pullback on Bitcoin any moment now. We're up, you know, we've made such a large parabolic move that it would be wise to mentally prepare for a big correction back down to 23 or to even 19,000. What would that be? What would a sell-off back to the prior all-time high be? I think that might be a bit much. Let's see. Oh, try at 30%. Yeah, I mean, so there's that would be a very reasonable sell-off. It'd be a wick down. It would probably bounce pretty fast, and then maybe consolidate in this range that we just talked about here, this 13-ish to 25-ish range. But yeah, from right now, if we just had a big major sell-off, that'd be a 32% sell-off back to the all-time high, which we should find some really good support. So I would expect. I mean, I would. If you're long, I would mentally expect it. If you're not long and you're waiting to get in, I would not wait for it. So that's, I mean, it's different mentalities based on where you're at, in my opinion. If you're heavily invested and you're looking to add, I would wait for some more clear signal. Maybe another bull flag and resumption signal, at least something like that. But a 15% sell-off would be a good, somewhere between 25 and 23. If we did get a sell-off, that'd be a great place to add if you're looking to add to an already established position. I wouldn't get too cute. I'm personally not going to be cute and wait for 30% sell-offs to add. If I have funds to add at any point for whatever reason, I'll be buying, really good technical patterns, and I'll add on some breakouts, and I'll add on some 15% pull down drawdowns, and I'll be happy to, I'll add 15%, knowing it might go another 15%, but then it's going to bounce right back, and I won't be below on that ad for very long at all. Do you think we might get RSI in the weekly 30K area, big resistance on Bitcoin dominance? Yeah, no, I totally agree, Medusa. Things are lining up that we should see some funds flow into altcoins. I believe most likely we'll have a measured, controlled consolidation type sell-off on Bitcoin back to say 23 or 25, like I was talking about, and a lot of those funds will find their way to altcoins probably early next month. Now, I don't think it's going to happen like tonight or the next, while we're talking, but that'll be a process that takes a few days to really become clear, and then we'll see it roll. But yeah, this Bitcoin dominance, we're definitely into. This is the line in the sand. This long term. Let me just show you what I've got here on my Bitcoin dominance chart. So I actually had these trend lines here drawn on this recent price action, this downtrend. But then I noticed that we come back here and you had this couple of touches up here historically back in 2016 and 2017. So I drew a prime top trend line at those touches. That was a cloned trend line, same as these here, and we've come right into that, and we're interacting with that prime long-term trend line. So interesting to me. But also, I think Benny posted. If I can find his post real fast, I saved it. Hold on. I saved his. Give me 2 seconds, guys. I will find Benny's thing that he shared. It was really good. Where's Benny's chart? Man, maybe it's in downloads. Hold on. I'll find it eventually. Give me 2 seconds. No. This is worth 2 seconds to wait for. I'm very sorry it's taken me this long to find it, but let me just search our Telegram group for Benny. That wasn't Benny. It's Captain Benny. Captain. Come on, where's Captain Benny at? Oh man, does anybody have that? Can y'all private message me the thing that he's showed? So he showed. I can't find it right now, but he showed basically like the last several Decembers we pushed up into this purple line that I had, and I had this purple line drawn in before I knew that level was. So anyway, so he showed that we come in here a lot in December, and then it rotates into alts early in the season. If I could find. If I search for, there we go, Captain Benny. Come on. I'm not going to be able to find it quickly. If somebody has it that's out there, it's on CTM, the thing that he posted about the Bitcoin dominance chart, if y'all could just dig that up and ping me with that, private message me with that, I'll put it up on the screen here. It's a really good chart, but I can't find it right now. I did save it somewhere. Actually, I think I meant to highlight it in one of my sessions. All right, nonetheless, Bitcoin dominance is right on time. Seems like it's coming into this area, and we're fighting with it. We'll see if we can overtake it. Now, if we overtake it and Bitcoin moves up from here, we need to just hold our britches on alt season and just stay in the trade that matters, which is Bitcoin. But if we get rejected and we start to see money flowing from Bitcoin into the alts, a really good opportunity, really good opportunity to capitalize and grow our Bitcoin piles. All right, sorry, trying to clear my throat a little bit. All right, take a sip of coffee. I don't do matcha, I do coffee in the morning. I need the leaded stuff. Those two are bad signs. Notice BTC is sold off during the first 3 weeks of January. Yeah, last 5 years. Maybe this year will be different. Big institutions. Paul, I would look for this continuation. Now, remember, a sell-off at this level, we're moved up so much. A sell-off at this level is nothing but normal. It would just be normal. I wouldn't. I'd just keep holding and happily watching. If, like, the one area that would give us all some pause is if we had some black swan, negative regulation or something going on, and we get a clear breakdown at this level, and we're breaking down, come back down, then we might have to, but that would have to happen before I'd really talk about it too much. I don't see that happening. Looks like you added too early. Yeah, I added too early too. I did some bottom fishing. I took some bad trades. So I was trying to get cute. I've added on like ETH BTC. I think I added up here. Got cute. Got stopped out at 25. That was a terrible trade. Good thing it was a very small trade and it didn't ultimately really hurt me, but very much. But it was a bad trade, right? I try to do that. Get cute. So it's best not to get cute. I did buy back here, and I still have that trade on. It's a small trade, but those are both trying to be cute. These trend lines right here, this is the one Jordan talked about, I believe. And somebody brought to his attention. If you draw from this peak down here, it pretty well corresponds with the outer trend line I have on this downtrend channel, right? We just need to get above all this to feel good about ETH BTC. Thank you, Justin. Let me go find it. Yep, there it is. Thank you, Justin. Appreciate that. Oh, it was just sitting on my. Desktop. Here's Captain Biddy's chart. Here we go. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. All right, BTC dominance December. So we see the December 6, 2016, and then it fell a couple months after. December 2017, it touched into that 71.25 level. December 2018, just was mostly sideways, but it did come down a little bit. It seems like December we tend to peak out on Bitcoin dominance, huh? So it's early in the year that alts tend to get. Late in the year, for some reason, alts don't get a lot of love. And now we're peaking up into here. So is this a pattern that we can expect to continue? I need some water or something. All right. Thank you very much for sharing that. That was a chart I did want to share. Thank you, Justin. All right. So, yeah. I mean, you see a lot of this, this level, like DOT's broken out. DOT's the one. I've got a trade on DOT, like a real trade. I took that entry. I think I mentioned it in the chat. I didn't actually post anything about it. Right here, this consolidation and the breakout retest resumption through here, I took that. So I've been in DOT since then. It came back down, but it never, like my mental stop loss is down here, below that support. I didn't put a stop loss on it because I'm testing out. It's still relatively speaking a smaller trade, small enough that I'm testing out the idea of just doing a mental stop loss versus putting one in here because of these wicks. Now that we're up here, I need to probably go put in a real stop loss because if it does break down, then we're likely coming back down. But it might, I mean, in theory, you can still get a test of this level. I still have this key level marked on here and that trend line. So we could come down all the way to there, I would think, and then resume back up. That's on DOT, but DOT's the only clear breakout of the main ones I'm watching. It's a really good looking breakout, right? And it has a long way to go. Now, I know in the USD chart looks like it's up a lot, but remember, versus Bitcoin, a lot of these alts have been getting beat down. They have a lot of work to do versus Bitcoin, which is going to make their USD price look absolutely insane. But that's alt season. That's why alt season's alt season. So I might take profit on this trade if it keeps running. I'll probably just ride it. I might take my initial trade off at like maybe this level up here, something like that. And then I wouldn't be looking to take profit till up here. So just some levels for you guys on DOT BTC if y'all are trading it. That's again my opinion. I'm not this uber expert. All right, Link. He's maybe trying to find a bottom. This is almost a triple bottom forming. So I think you can probably at this point call it a double bottom because we came into here, but he's still not in safe territory. He's just looking interesting. I think probably break this little bit of a parabolic down trend line. And you might look at some entries on Link because of this double bottom pattern. And it is, and this is like almost exactly the same price. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move this down. That's what the market showed me, and go over here. What did that look like? We had, so I'll move that down to those two bottom touches. Uni seems to be breaking up. Let's take a look at Uni. Yeah, Uni could be a breakout too. Good call. Let's take a look. Uni is one of the ones I really wanted to watch. Yeah, oh yeah, look at that. Wow. All right, so this is an 8-hour. Great breakout, retest, resumption if you were on the 8-hour. Also on the 12-hour, you might have. This is more of a, yeah, and this is setting up now. Now on the 12-hour where I trade, this is getting close to a setup. So let me just draw some levels in here. I kind of clearly see that as resistance. Some more right there. And then I think if we break that resistance, that'd be the one I'd be interested in taking a little trade on. Yep. So I'm gonna move this up. Thank you for that. Appreciate the call on that. Double bottom support right there. Beautiful support. This bit of consolidation looks beautiful. We are above it. We did try to break out and got rejected here. Let's look on the daily and see what kind of levels we got. So we haven't closed outside of this on the daily just yet. Assuming we close out of here, we're looking in good shape. I'm going to wait for this trend line myself. I'll be moving this up to the top, and I'm going to flag this for watching it for a trade. Thank you very much for bringing that up. It's a good one. Anybody else have any? I think dot is staked. Dot staked is the way to go for me. Yeah, Kevin. Yeah, I've been stubborn and I don't have any. I have a trade on it. I don't have any. I with some freed up USD funds, I am planning to move some funds over to Kraken and just buy and stake there at Kraken until I find a wallet that I like that's supported that'll do staking. I don't think Exodus does staking on dot either. I'll have to go look into it. Don't know. SNX, I've been watching this one pretty close, but he just stubborn. I like the project, liquidity provider, but again, on the upside, you know, there's some upside here. I could get some hype, but compared to like ADA or DOT or Link, it doesn't have the same market, you know, potential as far as I can tell. XMR, Monero's just been really beat down, and look at that. Monero broke down below. You would think with all this regulation that Monero would get a boon. That would be he'd be getting some strength here, but clearly the participants don't think so. So anyway, Monero's looking rough. We'll just move on from him for now. Nothing to see there. XLM is following XRP. Kyber is just getting murdered. I tried to put a trade on Kyber at one point over here. I thought he might be breaking up, but nope. Kyber is a DeFi play. Cosmos. I think Cosmos, you know, based on what I'm seeing, I had pinned DOT and Cosmos as similar projects. Yeah, they are similar projects, but DOT does a whole lot more than Cosmos. So I think DOT's going to be the main winner in that space. We'll see if Cosmos get some traction and some niche that gives it a boon. AVE, all these are in a downtrend, not looking too interesting right now. KSM is going to follow DOT, but here on KSM, there's another potential to kind of play. Kusama, it's still kind of weak though. I mean, you had like a bit of a no. The double bottom is negated by the fact that we closed down below it on the daily. All right, moving on. Algo. All right, so these. Let's move on to Forex and the regular markets, because I think unless anybody has any really good ideas, I think we've covered the ones that are showing us stuff. Theta's been looking really good. If you guys are on a platform that can trade that, I would like to have been trading it, but it's on. I don't have it available to me on Kraken, so it's not what I've been trading. This would have been a beautiful breakout right here. Would have been the level I would have wanted to be involved in, because you're clearly doing a counter trend move, resuming this uptrend. Up here, I feel less confident, but it's moving. It definitely has potential. So you might be following some sort of structure along these lines, something like that. All right, let's move on to the main markets. Let's look at Forex. Start with DXY. Oh man, those milkshakes are melting, aren't they? Milkshakes aren't looking too good. Next week we'll be getting back Sunday night. I'll be focused on Forex when I go live Sunday night. We'll see what setups there are. We'll definitely be consulting Heath's videos heavily for our Forex overview going into next week. I'm just not trading Forex this week at all. So yeah, so we had a little level here. It's that bottom touch, and then we're coming in now to test that. We did. Perfect touches there. I'm gonna draw this as a local. I'm gonna call this a Heath level, right? You had a. Just see those bodies. Those bodies right there lined up right to. If we go to the 4 hour, I bet you. It's just wicks, a pair of bodies, yeah, a close and an open. So we kind of came back in and tested that level. And the 8 hours, what we need to be looking at on these. Oh, yeah, resumption down off of there would be interesting, and it looks like it's about to. So if you're trading Forex, you can look for weakness in the dollar right through here. We'll see. If we break back above that, it's going to consolidate. It's going to come back up in and test probably this 90 level. NZ USD is the one I wanted to be in. I don't think I have an active trade on. I'll have to go. I haven't looked at my Owanda in a bit. Let's get rid of these levels. No longer relevant. Man, NZ has just been on a tear, huh? And NZD JPY yen also on a tear. Let's see here. Now I think on NZD JPY we did break this long-term downtrend. So this would be a really good one to keep. I have these at the top of my list. Just keep an eye on them. I had these in purple because I did have trades on them. I honestly don't know if I stopped out, took profit. I'll have to go check. They were purple because I did have trades on these two NZ pairs. Euro USD. Apparently last time I looked at this chart, these were still resistance, and now they're support. You can get rid of one of them. I was obviously just drawing some local levels more than it was anything. All right, we have where this is what I want to be involved in. Now, this long term. Look at this long term trend line breakout. Let's go to the 3-day. That's a very long term downtrend that we've now clearly broken. So we still have a lot of upside to the other side to move. So there's plenty of opportunity that should be popping up on Euro USD. Now we had these original trend lines here, and man, he's been respecting that trend line like heck. Look at that. And then let's draw an upward channel here on this parabolic trend line. So we're clearly, well, the market's showing us these touches here. So I'm going to move my trend line there. That's what the market's showing me recently. We did have some interaction with it down here, but and then we'll have an outer trend line. We'll just put way up here. I'm going to favor these touches down here, and then this says support over here as that outer trend line, and we'll just leave it at that. So we don't need anything else right now. But we're definitely in an uptrend. It's going to be a good one to watch. Euro, Great Britain Pound. I was really watching this one because of this little downtrend formation bounce off of that. That was more of a scalp play, and I'm going to get rid of all these levels I was messing with here. This is perpetually sideways. Like, this has just been so sideways for so long. Now, obviously, we had this long-term bounce down here. It's been a good play, but we're in a very light uptrend. But this is kind of a gargantuan pennant forming on Euro GBP, so I don't have a lot of confidence on the direction of this, other than trying to play these with it being range bound in here. It's really been, for the most part, just highly sideways in here. All right. AUD, JPY, this one likes to range around a bit. Huh? Yeah, so AUD, JPY, another longest term trend line. So we had this downtrend. I think several of us were taking trades on this on the way, or several people in CTM were taking trades on that on the way down. I wasn't. I've been watching on this bounce back up though. So I had this kind of bull flag drawn out, and sure enough, that turned out. I think probably just copied that from a Jordan live stream now. But this outer trend line here, we've broken it. And this is looking like, man, look at this move today. AUD is getting strong. Let's look at the USD. I bet it's, oh yeah. This has been one of the more active pairs I've been trading, AUD, USD. Again, another long-term trend line break. Of course, you're going to find that a lot with these dollar pairs because, I mean, the dollar has had a long-term trend line break. Now, this is interestingly enough, I don't know why I had this in here, but I had this line in here, and we might be coming into that, so something to keep an eye on. But nonetheless, see, I've got to clip all these. We've got a lot of green support lines. So we've obviously been making moves and turning resistance into support. That's a big old wick right there. What is that? Man, that's a few hundred pips, 1,000 pips. Wow. All right. Let's see if let me read the comments here. Mostly positioned. All right. Just posted one. I'm mostly positioned. Now I have limited funds to add, so I've been just frequently adding small $100 buys and I have 30% dips. But this seems low stress. Oh, small buys on 3 to 5% dips. Works. Uni seems to be breaking up. I did look at that one. I think DOT is staked. Oh, so not too many DXY outs yet. All right, let's look at the main markets. Oh, another good one to watch. Yeah, so all these that I had flagged are really just looking beautiful for setups for next week. I have to go review Heath's videos here and see what he's been most active on. See if there's any that he's been active on that I don't have currently flagged. And I will add that for Sunday night to look at. I've got all the breakout ones, right? The ones that are trend changes are really what I've been focused on. I'm gonna move this down. I was scalping, like playing scalps on that. So, all right, let's look at the main markets. I haven't looked at the markets in a while. SPX. Oh, what do we have here? We had a pennant, broke up out of that. Long-term trend line. And look at this. Look how this trend line is just churning through here. This is that main trend line. It's just sticking right on it. My goodness. I guess we can get rid of this formation here. Doesn't need that anymore. Yeah, we're obviously in the trend line territory. There's not much to work with on horizontals, so I'm gonna get rid of a lot of these levels. I don't think we're testing 28.20 anytime soon. All right, what do we see here? Let's go to the 8 hour. Actually, my eye is kind of drawn to something here. This doesn't look, I mean, this is bullish, obviously. It's been going up and up and up and up and up and up, but this could be a bull flag, obviously. Another one, like the millionth time. They sent out the, did they ever approve the $2,000? Or are they still fighting on the $2,000, the larger checks? Because if they ever get that sent out, obviously that's going to be a continuous boom for the market. What's the M2 money supply looking like too? I haven't even looked lately. eToro has suspended XRP trading. Oh boy. Is Coinbase being sued for selling XRP? Are they? That would be news. That'd be news worth looking at. But yeah, these markets just continue to melt up with the, you gotta put, there's a lot of money sloshing around. It's gotta go somewhere, and you can't, everybody now knows, unless you're drinking some milkshakes, you can't be holding on to dollars because they're just gonna evaporate in value. So you gotta put your money into something. And if you don't have your money in real estate or equities or something, you're just losing value like crazy. Gold and silver, let's take a look at those. Those are the ones I've been wanting to watch. Look at this. So gold is coming into this trend line out here. Curious to see what happens there. Break above that. Then we got the prior all-time high. And then break above the all-time high, man, it's game on. So if you're looking to trade gold, we're getting close to some really good signals, but I would wait till you get outside this trend line right here before you do anything, before I would do anything. And maybe a small trade on a breakout retest resumption, but you're immediately coming into resistance, so that'd be a super aggressive trade. I'd wait for that action above the prior all-time high to get in. But it's getting close to a trade right there. Silver is setting up right now, actually. Heck, yeah. I mean, silver's looking good. You've already had an entry on silver. I went to the 12 hour. Let's go to the 8 hour. So breakout, retest. Where's our actual levels at? This is looking good. I mean, we're back in the uptrend. We're clear of this. Where's the prior all-time? Oh, that's right. It's way up above us. Yeah, I mean, silver's going to have plenty of room for making large moves because the prior all-time high is way the heck up here, and we should be taking that out. Frankly, we should have already taken it out, in my opinion, but I'm not the market. What do I know? All right. Yeah, that's a lot of room to move. I think silver's the trade over gold. Personally, this is my opinion, but with the industrial use case, and especially with like if we're going to be making more solar panels, and the supply of silver is going to be evaporating like crazy. I think, now somebody correct me if I'm wrong that's listening, but I think the supply of silver, the global supply of silver is actually diminishing because I think industry is using it faster than it's being produced. Now there's a lot of it out there, so it's not like, you know, if the price gets high enough, people are going to start smelting their, or selling their, you know, their silver cookware they got lying around the house for some money, but and there'll be a flood of a little bit, but that's really not that much in the grand scheme of things. I appreciate it when you reference the numbers as I can see them on my mobile. Thank you, great job. Oh, okay, yeah, I will do a better job talking numbers. All right, on silver specifically, we've got support here at 26. We're at 26.50 currently. The trade, so you had this test and rejection up here at this 27.41. So if you're looking for a structured trade, if you put a trade on pretty much right now, let's go to a higher time frame to get some better numbers for you. Look at a daily. Yeah, I mean, you could put a trade on. It'd be about a 1-to-1 really right now. So you could put a trade on coming out of 26.68 and look for taking profit at 27.41 with a stop loss either right at the support below this wick or below that other wick. I'd give it to 25.91 and just do a 1-for-1 trade if you're going to do like a quick trade. Otherwise, you know, you could put that trade on here pretty soon. Yeah, I mean, this is a consolidation pattern more than anything though. Like, so we had, let's do this. Yeah, I mean, the entry, the safe entry is 26.66, 26.67, 26.68, something like that. Right there. And, you know, again, you're setting up for a 1-to-1 initially. You could just, assuming we break through that, coming out of the trend line, you can watch it break back down below the 27 level. You'd want to move your stop loss to break even at least when you come in at 27.41. And then as you break down it, if we did hit this trend line and break back down below 27, you could look to take profit there. But yeah, this would be an initial, maybe almost a 2-for-1, and then hopefully you could ride that out. I personally, if I was like actively going to trade this, what I would do is I would put my entry there, stop loss down here, do a 1-for-1. As we came into here, I'd watch the price action. Into this trend line, I would take some profit. So as we came into here, I'd move break even, stop loss to break even. And I would watch the price action. As we came into this trend line, I'd probably take some profit. And then move my stop loss up to right below that support and just see what happens. And if you continue on up, it's a good trade. Yeah, I'm a silver, so I have a little bit of gold, but I have more silver than I have gold, just because the diminishing supply I think is a big deal that people aren't paying attention to. All right, back to the main markets. Nasdaq. Let's look at this chart. All right, I'm gonna get rid of some of this. So we had this pennant that formed. Let me get rid of the bottom part of this, the top part, so it's relevant right now. We have these parabolic trend lines. We've got some really solid support right here at this level. All right, bull flag for sure right now. I mean, if you want to put on a trade on this bull flag, I think it's risky. I wouldn't personally. This is not the trade I care about. So, but you could maybe play on that right there. Is that more of a pennant? That's not what bull flag, is it? That's more of a, here, yeah. This is more of a rocket pad, a mini rocket pad, which he needs to break out here soon. Otherwise, this is just going to drift sideways into that trend line. Yeah, it's a teeny tiny rocket pad. It doesn't qualify for my main rocket pad formation. My main rocket pad formations take days to form, and it's usually on the daily time frame that I have a good setup on. This is a rocket pad. This whole structure right here. All right. Coinbase sued for allowing the sale of XRP. Let's take a look at this. While we do that, let's look at the XRP chart. Let's see what's going on over here in the crypto space. And an interesting consequence of Ripple Labs' battle at the U.S. Securities Exchange, a Missouri man, oh, so it's just an individual, is claiming to be a Coinbase client, is suing the crypto exchange for selling XRP token. Yeah, okay. This is gonna, I mean, this is gaining an unwarranted competitive advantage over digital assets that sold commodities. Coinbase sold a token called Ripple. Yeah, okay. So this is an individual. I don't know if this is going to turn into a class action. Could turn into a class action at some point, obviously. Unless it already is, and I'm just missing that here. Okay. Anderson Kill, a partner at partner Stephen Powley, told CoinDesk he sees a couple of issues with the lawsuit. He said the allegations of fraud regarding unfair competition laws rest on information and beliefs. I mean, he added Coinbase has a pretty good record of backing up itself in legal matters. Yeah, I would bet this doesn't go anywhere because it wasn't, you know, Coinbase was selling, was allowing trading on something that wasn't classified as a security, and as soon as it was, they've removed it. So I think it's going to be hard to win a case on that, but oh, I'm not a lawyer. All right, guys, I don't know if there's anything else interesting to cover, so maybe we'll start the wrap up. BITW. So I was saying here, if you're looking at these ETFs or these trusts, I keep calling them ETFs and they're actually trusts. I need to get that, say that correctly. They're all the same to me. I mean, it's mechanically it's similar. It's not exactly the same. One's more regulated than the other, basically. So we're coming into the support here. I've been buying on touches. So here I bought a little bit in here before I realized this touch, and we came back into this touch. I was like, all right, I'll add here. And yesterday I added on a touch coming back into here too. So I got back my initial. So I initially bought 36 and sold it at 197. So I got back my entire position in this area right here that I had that I sold. Obviously it. And then I've doubled it now since then, and so I still have profits from that move. So that's kind of the way I played that, and the rest of my profits went into ETH, which I bought. I'm a little bit down on it. I bought through here, but I think ETH's gonna have a big move, so that's why I've been kind of stuffing my equities accounts with some ETH. BITW. I think when alt season gets going, BITW is gonna move a lot more, just because that's how people in equities are going to get exposure to some of these alts that are moving. And so that's kind of why I've been stuffing a little bit of BITW. Still, the vast majority is just GBTC for me and my equities accounts that I've just been holding. I added bot way the heck down here and I haven't touched it. So actually, no, I lie. I did sell. We came in this all-time high. And then I bought back, I think right here. I'm sure. You know, when Jordan was telling us all that he got back in the trade and I was being a little bit stubborn, I did get back in right here a little, but otherwise I haven't touched it. But GBTC is, if you look, I mean, he's obviously following Bitcoin's price action a lot more closely because the premium on it is not nearly like ETH and BITW. Their NAV and their premium are absurd, but that's not what, like, frankly, when we get the next leg up, you know, this is premium compression coming into here on both of these names. This is premium compression, these big red candles, when the price hasn't been going back down. That's just premium compression. So that's when you want to buy. If you're pretty sure there's a next leg up, you want to just buy into premium compression. And the next leg up, when premium expands again, then you've got a nice, it's a small leverage position. on those names. So, yeah, I think BITW is it's wanting to form some support right around this level. Break down below it, you know, it'd be a really good buy at like 30 to 40 for sure. But I don't know that it's going to get back down there because we're about to have alt season. And ETH's not going to, I mean, BTC is not going to come back down and stay down for long enough for this to be, this will be a quick trip down, great dip buy opportunity, and then right back up. I wonder if BITW would drop the stable coins. Do they have stable coins in their fund? I don't think they have stable coins, do they? Yeah, drop the stable coins. All right, so what do we got here? We got Bitcoin 85%, Ethereum 12%, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Chainlink, Stellar, EOS, Tezos. Like, they at one point had, if we go to the fact sheet, they at one point had Cardano. Yeah, they had Cardano at one point. I don't know why it's not in there. Obviously, they get rid of Ripple. They did have Cardano at one point, and it's not. They don't have it anymore. Stellar and EOS. Back to what they actually have. They're advertising they have today. I really think that they need to. I think they're probably trying to figure out what to add in place of XRP. If I had to guess, but they need some. I mean, like, get rid of this. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of, yeah, like seriously, like if they just stuffed, man, if I had my own fund, ADA, Polkadot, Chainlink, those are the ones that are moving right now, but they don't work like, it doesn't work quite like that, but yeah, they need to stuff, they need to get some more altcoins in here. This is way too heavily weighted at ETH and BTC right now. Hopefully they'll correct that soon. I think XRP is what threw them off of. Heath, explain to me what you mean. Investing is risky, lawsuit going nowhere. You talking about this Coinbase thing? Oh, investing is risky. Got it. Yeah. So what you're saying is investing in things like XRP especially is risky. And so when you go and you complain to a judge that, oh, woe is me, I invested in this super risky digital cryptocurrency thing, and it ended up, you know, they had to delist it and I lost money. Yeah, right, exactly. The judge is like, yeah, quit crying. Don't buy XRP. A little hesitant on buying BITW. Yeah, I mean, so let me clear something up. I'm not advocating anybody go buy it. I just happened to, when Jordan talked about it here, and I actually saw their original prospectus that they had Cardano and Chainlink in it. I was like, all right, I'll stuff a little bit, like a tiny. This was like a 1%, right? Purchase, a tiny purchase, and it just spiked like insane. I sold at 197. So then I had, all right, what do I do with those funds? Let's profit. Well, when it came crashing right back down, I was like, well, I might as well just buy back the position I had, and then put that profit to work elsewhere. And I put that profit into ETH. Because I was like, well, I wanted that for alt exposure, but then I had this huge profit. But since then, I had such a nice profit level. I've actually went ahead and doubled my position what I had originally, and it's just on. So this is to me, this is kind of play money at this point. And then the rest of it's been stuffed into ETH. So that gives me some additional alt exposure in my equities. I would not advise anybody just go blindly buying BITW. Understand how here's the NAV. Right, let me just show you this. I have a whole video on this if you guys want to look it up. The NAV, so the actual asset value held by the trust is $24.49. So most ETFs trade at a premium of like at most, 50%'s a modest premium, like if you're really moving up. So maybe like 30 something dollars is justified on this name, or 40 even might be justified, but certainly not 190 something and not even 60 something. But just with the hype and the name of the game, when these alts start moving, money's just going to flow into here, because it's the only place people that don't want to move their money to actual crypto can go get exposure to those alts. So, but yeah, go do your research. Understand that this is actually probably a good buy on this. Would probably be at $30. That would be a pretty fair level to buy at this point, right? So, if you really want to be smart about it, wait for that, because it'll probably crack this support and come down at some point. Well, we'll see. Anything anybody else want to talk about? I haven't looked at the total crypto market cap in a while. Look at this uptrend we're in. Market cap just keeps marching on up. This is excluding BTC, so this is our alt market cap. At least it's on a rise. The total market cap, yeah, that's with BTC. And Bitcoin dominance, what's he doing? It's that line in the sand. We've kind of decided that this is going to be support in the short term here. 12-hour, closed above it, wicked up, came back down, found support at that trend line. So we'll see how if we make a move up off of here. We just need to cool our jets. I would bet that we're going to get what we're going to have, more likely than not. Like I wouldn't liquidate all your alts necessarily. I won't be, unless we really make. Unless we stay above this for an extended period of time, then I might reconsider and just. But as long as we're just hugging this area and we're just kind of, working along this line, we'll probably have a precipitous move at some point, which will just be a big rotation into alts, and it'll be kind of unexpected. But you can see signs of it already with DOT, right? So what's DOT doing right now? My only good trade on the board, it looks like. The DOT trade's working out okay. Still has a lot of room to go. A lot of room to go. What's Link doing? Not looking good. ADA, weak, and ETH. We're below. Let me clean this up a little bit. I don't know why I had a line there even. I don't need that with the trend line there. This is the main resistance we need to retake. Yeah, we need to get outside of this though. It's just still weak for now. We'll see if. Is there a level here that's interesting? No, there's no point in trading this right now. It's just wait and see. I mean, if you got a hodl position, just keep holding. Obviously, I don't think you're in any jeopardy. On the USD chart, you're still looking good. The USD chart on ETH, we had this bull flag, broke out, and then we're retesting, looking to resume off of that. I said I thought that when we broke 620, we'd make a very quick trip to 815. We paused here at this midway point. Roughly 730 to 750 for a little bit, but I don't think it'll be an extended pause here, and we'll get up to 815 pretty fast. And then that's where the fun starts. You break 815, there's not a lot of resistance. It'll start gapping up like Bitcoin did, probably. There's still a lot of hesitancy to make that move right now. Gold BTC is interesting. Let's take a look at that. Is it the other way around? Is it BTC gold or is it gold Like what? I don't even know what to search for. GLD. Take the. Is it like a? I have to do it just manually. Gold. Oh, okay. I have to just manually type it in. Wasn't gonna find it. All right. Wow, that's some wicks. I picked up the TVC feed. I don't know what to make of all this. I could probably just Google it and get let's look at this on here. I'm not gonna be able to find a good chart. This is all insane. I see those trades. I have just learned more crypto. That's why BTC hodl. I set the low. Yeah, I mean, on the crypto side, the other thing I want to make this clear too, just personally, all this trades I'm talking about with all these altcoin trades, these are not like even like a super substantial portion of my Bitcoin position, right? So 70% of my investment in crypto is in Bitcoin, and I trade like literally. I have I think 5% of my total Bitcoin on Kraken that I'm trading with, and I'm trading leverage. So I'm actually trading against 15, say like 3x leverage, right? I might be trading. So I'm trading technically 15% of my total Bitcoin with these alts. But my actual exposure, what I have on Kraken right now that I'm trading with is, like I said, probably, I have to do the math, like right around 5% of my total Bitcoin is actually on Kraken. And then I'm leverage trading a little bit with that. So, most of it's just stuffed away, just holding it. So I would not advocate that people take their entire Bitcoin holding and put it on Kraken unless you just got started with us and you're comfortable with the CTM methodology and you understand trading really well and you want to buy a little bit of Bitcoin and put it all on Kraken. But I mean, I wouldn't put a substantial amount of money into trading against Bitcoin. This is a fun way to keep me distracted from like staring at the Bitcoin chart all day going, oh wow, it's going up. It's like, what else can I do to maybe get a little bit more Bitcoin is really the point. Look at DOT, man. Strength. All right, guys. I'm going to wrap up here. I'm going to go work on my videos for DOT and VeChain. Oh, VeChain made some news. Let's talk about that real fast. VeChain. Let's do I think what was it the Telegraph talked about VeChains. 1 second. I was trying to see what that news was. I saw a news blurb on it this morning. I'll have to go find it now, guys. I'll talk about my VeChain video later. But yeah, I'm gonna do videos for let's look at where VeChain is for Polkadot, which is obviously quickly climbing the ranks. We'll see if that's a sustained move, and then VeChain down here at 26. Also, I mean, he's up. The last 7 days up 31%. So VeChain is, I guess that's denominated in USD. The problem with VeChain is I can't trade it. This is just purely a hodl for me, hold position. But not looking great versus Bitcoin. So I haven't added. I have a very, very small, less than 1% position on VeChain. I would like to double that and maybe get it a little above 1%, closer to 2%. But I haven't even done that yet because his Bitcoin chart's looking kind of rough. We had this breakout here, and it just got rejected. So we're back to this support level. We broke down below it. I don't know what to make of this chart. Let's see here on VeChain. I don't know if anybody's trying to trade this. There's just nothing, like right now you're not in a safe area to trade this, right? You're just in a clear downtrend. It's very sideways. I'd wait for us to regain at least this level right here. And then maybe start to watch it. A small trade here, but a breakout of this top level would be the main one. Let's make that like a big, all right, that would be the one to watch. Break back above that, break back, so get back above the breakout level, and you're looking like you're forming an uptrend a little bit. Let's see if there's another level to watch here. No, I was thinking, historically speaking, there's also one level above this that we got to be careful of, right there. Looks like. So yeah, you can start putting a position on right through here, and look to. Because if you draw a trend line here, is there anything there? Maybe a bit of a uptrend trend line here that you could work with. Maybe it's a bit of a stretch, but. Yeah, I'd want to wait for in this range here to start looking at trading it. Now buying it for a hold position, VeChain USD would be the. I don't have it up on my charts here. Anyway, we'll talk about VeChain later. They've made some good news, and they're on the market cap level, and they're moving up. Uni's looking strong. Uni's up 22% today. Back to Uni. What's Uni looking like? I had that on my watch list. Do we get a buy while I'm sitting here talking about this? Oh no, I'm waiting for that to break. Yep. I'm waiting for this to break right here on Uni. Uni's looking strong. Very good. Wait for that line to break. Oh, the levels. I'm so sorry. I keep forgetting the levels. On Uni, it's 16386. So 16K, roughly 16.3 Satoshis. Sats would be the level. Yeah, 16.3, 16.4. Break 16.4 on Uniswap versus Bitcoin, and I might be interested in putting on a small trade. XAU BTC. Oh, that's it. Duh, I'm an idiot. Thanks, guys. Way late on that, don't I? Oh, yeah. I don't know why. They put, what mess with my brain is somebody put, yeah, Kevin put gold / BTC, and I'm just too stupid to think that XAU BTC, that makes sense. I don't have this on my charts anywhere. But yeah, look at this. This is exactly where we peaked out the last. Huh, interesting. That is interesting. Well, I don't know that that's going to be anything significant. We'll watch it though. It's something to watch for sure. What are we doing with that level right there? Let's just, I'm going to get to the very, very bottom touch. So I just want to see the very bottom touch, and let's go right now. So we've peaked down below it. It's holding us a bit of support. If we kind of, I wonder if, that'd be interesting if gold, like, now obviously on a macro perspective, that's not going to matter a whole lot, but on a very short term, if gold gets a little bit of a bid here, while BTC consolidates, that'd be kind of interesting. Would be interesting. I don't, obviously, long term, I think that's going to crack, obviously, and it's going to continue just to drain down, but. Grayscale premium now, 21%, ETH, 124%. Yeah. Well, GBTC, if we ever get some stinking consolidation, we ever get a sell-off, I mean, I would save. I have fun. Like, I still have funds available. I'm just kind of dollar cost averaging back into stuff, but I would keep some funds available for a dip buy, because GBTC, when that, well, GBTC will come down more with and slightly more, but ETH and BITW, they should come off a lot. Yeah, so BITW did crack that support, so there you go. So BITW, I mean, I would think. Now charts, I mean, these charts aren't going to do us much good, honestly. But right there, 36. 36 is a fair level to re-add at. I mean, the NAV on it is 24 with the price of Bitcoin where it's at. And likely the price of Bitcoin would have to come back down for us to get down there. But yeah, if BITW gets down back down to 36, that's a pretty good spot to add some. For sure. Oh, possible bottom on BTC gold? I highly doubt it. XAU BTC. Yeah, we'd have to. I mean, that would mean that Bitcoin would have to really stall out here significantly and sell off, which it could. That's true, but you know, that's like a 2 or 3 month at most thing, right? And then, you know, then likely this is gonna snap down again. But yeah, it could be forming a short-term bottom here. You're right, which could give another signal that BTC is kind of topping out, possibly. Well, we've got a lot of signals that BTC is probably in a short-term top. Not on the chart per se. I don't, you know, obviously we're into some trend lines. We're into the only resistance we have is this like uber parabolic trend line right now. Honestly, it's found support at this other trend line I have. But the other metrics would be like Bitcoin dominance. Might have a hard time cracking that. All right, guys. I'm going to wrap up here. What time is it? Yeah, we've been going for about an hour. I try to keep these about an hour. I'm gonna go work on that dot video and try to get maybe a dot video and a VeChain video. Again, those will be the last of my. Let me turn my music here for you guys. We're back to Neon Metropolis. Let's go back to Doge. All right. Yeah, so what was I saying? So yeah, this is my last of my first take videos where I just blast through it and just get the information out just to get content out, to answer questions and to provide content. Then I'll be working on some editing software. I do have some videos that I want to do early next year that'll probably take a week or two for me to figure out all the editing and get it really well edited and try to get them to be 5. So I want to do like a absolute, intro to crypto, very concise 5-minute video, and then a 5-minute how to get started, like literally showing people the process of signing up for an account and transferring money, stuff like that, and then the basic security, like, okay, enable, go here, click this thing, click this thing, click this thing, to get your security enabled, stuff like that. So those will be videos I'll be working on. It'll be a little bit more. I'll have to work on some editing for those. All right, thanks everybody. Take care. Have a good rest of your day.